Am I wrong for turning down a family vacation because I would have to pay and my sister wouldn't? My 28 female parents are organizing a family holiday abroad and have approached me stating that they will be paying for my sister's 30 female holiday but not mine. This is because to them, I can afford it and she cannot. And this is the only way we would all be able to go on vacation together. They can't afford to pay for both of us. They said that it's their money and they can do as they wish with it, and that I am in a good spot financially right now and my sister isn't. If I ever find myself in a bad spot, they will help me out. But to me, it's not that simple. I am more financially stable than my sister because I have chosen to live in a cheaper area despite being further away from my friends, followed a career path where financial security is guaranteed, and always live well within my means. Whereas my sister has followed a career path which is unfair, I admit, underpaid, insisted on living close to her friends despite the high rent, and likes to spend more money on her lifestyle. My parents think that I am lucky that my passion lines up with a well-paid job, and my sister is unlucky that her passion does not. So my sister deserves more help due to that bad luck. They also think that I am lucky to have a partner that I can move away with to a cheaper area, and my sister, who doesn't currently have a serious partner, is unlucky in that respect, so it would be a greater deal to move away from her friends and therefore, again, unlucky. Again, they insist if the tables turn around and our fortunes are reversed, they would help me out. Am I the asshole for refusing this holiday and choosing one with my friends at the same time instead? If the money thing wasn't there, I probably would have chosen the family holiday. But I just feel like my frugal decisions are now being punished and that this is unfair. I'm not angling for my parents to pay for me too, and I also feel bad for kind of suggesting indirectly my sister pay for hers, but I still feel really hard done that my sister is being coddled, and the fact that she spends quite a lot on a day-to-day basis, much more than me, is being rewarded. My parents and sister think I'm being money hungry and not very compassionate to my sister's unlucky love life and underpaid profession. This is stopping us from going on a vacation with all four of us, which is upsetting my parents. Am I wrong for banning my dad from bringing my mom to my wedding? So I, 24 male, am getting married this summer to my beautiful fiance Holly, 25 female. I'm an only child. My mom, dad, and I always felt like we had a very good relationship from the outside. But when I was 14, my mom cheated on my dad with a family friend. It absolutely broke my dad, and my mom became almost unrecognizable afterwards. She was a great mom and always felt like she was affectionate with my dad. But she became cold right after everything came out. My parents tried counseling, but my dad couldn't look at her. The divorce was horrible. My mom went after my dad so hard. Tried to get majority custody, tried to financially screw him over too. And to top everything off, she kept dating the family friend. I told her from day one that I wouldn't be dealing with her anymore if she kept dating that guy. So at around 15, I started living with my dad full time. He was still in a vulnerable spot, but together we started working out and doing things to keep him busy. It took years, but my dad got back to his old self. I spoke to my mom occasionally, even though she lived a couple of blocks away. She would call all the time and try to meet up, but I basically told her to F off and to start a new family because I had no interest in being around someone like her. Well, 9 months ago, Holly and I got engaged. My dad asked if I plan on letting my mom know. I told him I didn't and I wouldn't be inviting her to the wedding. Well, I guess he took it upon himself to call my mom and inform her, and then they started talking. 3 months ago, I show up to my dad's and him and my mom are there. They sit me down and tell me that they've been dating. I called him dumb, pathetic, and reminded him of all the things my mom did to him. How she's probably only back because she's out of money and places to go. My mom tried to intervene and I told her to shut the F up. I told my dad that he can do whatever he wants, but I'm not going to sit by and support it. And we worked together to get him back, so I felt like he wasn't valuing himself or me. My mom has been trying to get an invite to the wedding, but I told my dad it's simple. Your invite is a solo invite with my mom. A +1 if you bring any other human being. My dad is distraught according to relatives because he feels like he has to choose between his only kid and his wife. I told my dad that it was going to be like this from now on. Any holiday would be a solo invite. I wouldn't be bringing any grandkids around his house if my mom was there. So he needed to think carefully. My mom's side of the family has started trashing me. I told them if they couldn't understand my position, then they better not show up either. So I uninvited all the relatives that were giving me shit on my mom's side. My fiance is totally understanding, but we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. So am I the asshole? Tomorrow, I'm going to ruin his life. I have been with him for 3 years now. We planned on getting married when our lives settled down. I wanted to start a family with him. I loved him more than anyone else in this world. I've sacrificed so much for him, moved away from my home, turned down jobs so I could stay with him, and stood by his side as he started to go back to school. I gave him my world. and he cheats on me. I found out over a month ago. The scumbag got cocky and I found out that he was cheating on me with 2 different women. One is a TA at his university, the other is his best friend's girlfriend. I am livid. I write this post choking back venom. I loved him so much. He was my world, but now he will be the world I burned to nothing but ash. I've paid for everything since he quit his job last year to go to school. I was more than happy to help him. I make enough to support us both. The only upside is that the student loans are in his name with no connection to me. It will hurt to push the scumbag out to sea, but I will survive. I have held out for a month, enough time to create what I call the day his world burns. Tomorrow we are hosting a party. I arranged for his family to come, but my family will sadly not be able to make it. I have packed everything valuable already in the suitcases in the back of my car. My brother will come during the event tomorrow to take the car that is in my name that the dirtbag drives to my parents' house. The joint account, which is all my money anyways, is already empty. The event will be great, and he thinks it's for us to announce our engagement to his family. What will happen in reality is, I will announce my departure from his life. I have already taken a job out of state and have lined up a new place to live. I will start by telling everyone what he is into. The screenshots of him asking his friend's girlfriend to piss on him and many other fantasies his degenerate mind came up with will be passed around. I will hand him the notice to vacate as I have already broken our lease. We will need to be out by the end of the month. I will then end off by informing him that I have already reported he was sleeping with the TA from one of his classes the previous semester to the university and that I am sad I won't see the fallout from that. His friend also has a message for him that I will deliver, informing him that his friend group will never want to see him again as well. And with that, I will leave. I will not look back. I will set his life on fire and walk away. Damn! But you know what? Bravo to you. Because if you're going to break up with someone and you really want it to hurt, this is how you do it. Calm, collective. She gave herself time to really process everything and didn't really just do it off pure emotion and gave herself a really good setback plan to go back home, and she already has a job lined up. That's how you do it. I know it's hard, but like, we need an update. Yesterday, I planned to ruin his life in front of his entire family. I worked for a month to create the scenario that would cut him the deepest. I had patiently waited for the chance to storm out of his world in a blaze of glory. And then I hit the front page of Reddit. I realized I had messed up when he was not answering my texts and had not shown up after hours he told me he would be home. I had hoped it was a happy accident, literally a car killing him before I had the chance. But no, I don't know how many men in the world are currently cheating on their soon-to-be fiancé with their best friend's girlfriend and a TA. However, the one who mattered in my plan found my Reddit post. I called his mother and found out that he had run home to his parents. He told them that we had a fight and that we were probably through. I am still livid at myself. His mother asked me what had happened as he left out a few details. So I decided to tell her that he was cheating on me with a TA and his friend's girlfriend. I soon heard shouting before she hung up. I texted my ex that he had until morning to return my car before I reported it stolen and sent the screenshots of all his texts to his parents and siblings. My car was sitting in my driveway when I woke up. I contemplated sending the screenshots anyway, but his mother sent me a heartfelt text yesterday apologizing for her son's actions, and I feel they deserve to be spared from their son's degenerate actions. My father and I will be moving all of my stuff today, and I won't be coming back after that. I know you'll be reading this, you cheating fuck. You're a cowardly piece of shit. Just know I am not above sending out all of the screenshots if you ever dare to come back into my life. Oh, and all of your ex-friends know about your piss fetish. I can't control what they do with that information, so good luck with that. Am I wrong for not telling my friend's wife that he is my sperm donor? I'm a 30-year-old asexual woman who is currently 33 weeks pregnant with twin girls that I conceived through IVF. I have always wanted children, but never really considered them on the cards for me due to my sexuality, but now I'm in a position where I felt stable enough to bring a child into the world on my own, so I decided to go through IVF. My best friend since high school, 31 male, found out about my plan and how I was looking into finding a donor so it wouldn't be anonymous and I can find the medical history, etc. And he offered to be the sperm donor. At least I would know his medical history and any risk there would be attached. I agreed, but made it very clear he wouldn't have a parental role in this child's life, and at most he'd be an honorary uncle due to our friendship. He was happy to agree to this, and it never once occurred to me that he would offer this without running it by his wife first, 31 female. As some of you will likely be worried, I use an HFEA clinic, which is a legally licensed clinic, which means due to the paperwork signed when I underwent IVF, he has no legal right or obligations towards the babies, which is what both of us wanted going into this. The IVF was successful, as my pregnant state proves, a little too successful perhaps as its twins. I recently took my friend and his wife out to dinner to thank them for doing this for me and celebrate being in the 3rd trimester, but his wife was confused when I explained the reason for the dinner and then angrily demanded to know why he kept this from her, and I was just as shocked and asked my my friend if he hadn't told his wife. He tried to explain to both of us that he hadn't thought it mattered as he has no rights to the babies. His wife got even angrier at that part, stating she isn't comfortable with their son, 6 male, having siblings that aren't really his siblings, and she wants that part changed so that her husband has a legal say over the girls. I was in shock over this, but said I wouldn't be doing that as I wanted to raise them alone. The three of us got into a huge argument, and his wife demanded to know why I wouldn't tell her that her husband had offered this in the first place. I feel really guilty for not checking with his wife first, but it honestly never occurred to me that he wouldn't have done that first, so I thought if he was offering, she'd have to already given the okay. Am I the asshole in this? I don't know what to do. Okay, it's not your fault that you didn't consult his wife. He should have. But I think when you had that conversation initially, you should have had both of them present. That's how I would have gone about it, because everyone makes valid points here.